Hello, we're MossCharmly. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the trouble with the Huion Kamvas Pro 13 2.5K.
Yep.
Yeah. We ran into some problems.
So we bought the Huion Kamvas Pro 13 2.5K on Amazon.
Sold by Huion.
Yeah. It was delivered a little damaged on the box.
A bit of a ding.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like where that screen part was. Didn't know that until we opened the box, but had a little bit of something. Other Huion boxes that we've actually, other tablets, their boxes kind of had a little crunch in the corner sometimes when they were delivered.
True.
But didn't really have any issues. So
No.
Didn't really think it was a big deal.
No, we didn't. We opened the package and noticed the tablet had some scratches on it, and it was kind of dirty. And we don't have any footage of this because we were so excited, and we just assumed this tablet would just come out of the box working fantastically. So we were excited. We just cleaned it off.
I was like, ooh, let's try it. I want to try it. I want to try it. I really did. I was so excited for this.
Yeah, and this
tablet
tablet was going to be his tablet.
Yeah, I really wanted this because it was sort of like this fantasy. I wanted to like take it to this coffee shop and just sort of pull it out and just not have anything too big, out over the top, and just sort of put the computer down and draw a little bit, do a little people watching, little studies and stuff like that. And it was just kind of like, oh, it'd be sort of nice to have something that was easy to pull out, like the iPad, because I'm not really I don't really like the iPad as much, just for me personally. So it was kind of like, ooh, I like how the Huions work, I like how they feel. So this kind of fulfilled that fantasy for me.
And we travel.
I was just so excited. Yeah,
we do travel with the Huion 16 to do our work sometimes. So
and our iPads.
Yeah. So we thought this was going to be the perfect
little
thing for him.
In the bag, go for it kind of thing for me. I mean, it would really work out. So I was just totally excited, but simultaneously a little disappointed in the end. You'll hear why.
It didn't have a film or scratch protector on it. We didn't think that was a big deal because we saw other videos and thought it could be a change in packaging. Yeah,
there's a lot of companies doing packaging changes just for environmental sake, which that was the reasoning. We just assumed.
Yeah, so
that's a good thing, but
right. So it's something.
It was off.
Something was off. So we didn't realize it because we were just so excited. We cleaned off the tablet and we got it started. So he was the first to use it, and he can be critical of art supplies, digital or physical. So when something seems off, that's kind of a thing. So he was the first to check out the tablet, and I want to say this before we start, that he never mentioned any of the things he noticed to me when opening up this thing. So when I went to check the tablet of my own accord, it was my own observations and opinions. So just wanted to put that out there. So it was he set it up, he used it, and he's going to tell you about his adventure.
So it was just me. I went for it. I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to set it all up, because I was just like, this will be for me, kind of. It was just something that, I thought I could just get through just like all the other tablet setups that we've done. So thought it would be easy. I immediately noticed something was a little off. And I double checked the brushes that I use to see if the stability was really high just for doing some inking or something. It wasn't. I really wanted to make sure that it wasn't human error, so I really went through checking the drivers. The 16 and the 13 have newer drivers, and you can actually run both of these tablets, the 16 and the 13, on the same driver. So I was like, okay, I'm going to see if I can use an older driver on the 13, and maybe there was something that worked, differently. So I uninstalled all the drivers, reinstalled them, recalibrated the computer with the tablet, set up the pen, made sure everything was all, set up in the way it should be. Pen was calibrated, computer was calibrated.
Multiple times.
Went through it at least 3 different times because I wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing.
And this all started because you said you noticed a lag.
I did.
Because
I was like, something
about
was
there
wrong.
Was a lag.
Maybe it was just something going on because this is a 13-inch 2.5K monitor. it's fine. The 16 works really great. So I was like, I don't have a problem with the 16 on this computer at all. So I wanted to double check. So I sat back and I said, hey, honey, can you check this out? I just wanted to see what you really thought. Because I was like, maybe it's just me being super critical and I'm just looking at it with the negative eye, you know?
Yeah.
So I just had to sit back and be like, okay, honey, what do you think?
Okay, so I checked it out. And I noticed, for me, it was laggy. And I couldn't sense the pressure of the pen well. So the pressure sensitivity was off to me. And so recalibrated the pen multiple times. And it still wasn't responding well to me. So I thought maybe because, you know, I'm used to using the 16-inch Huion tablet and the 24-inch Huion tablets. So changed drivers and recalibrated, and it still wasn't responding well. Also noticed color differentiation on the screen. This is what really got me too, especially. The top right on the screen had this orange hue, and on the bottom was sort of this blue regular hue. And that was just, to me, that was just a screen problem. That was something that's not something you can recalibrate or fix. That's a problem with the screen.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh no. But the pressure sensitivity just was really frustrating. It wouldn't allow for fine detailed work. You couldn't, even if you changed, whether you changed the size of the brush, it wouldn't matter. It still would do a lag. It just so I changed the sensitivity with it. It wasn't working. So
it was frustrating.
Yes, changed the sensitivity in the driver tools and pressure. So yeah, the pressure made it as if you were drawing lighter. It would just sort of skip over your lighter pressure into nothing. And it was also inconsistent. That was the biggest thing. It was sort of this inconsistent thing. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to get it on camera, but it showed this inconsistency that I noticed it when changing it, the pressure sensitivity on the tablet, where it, had regular, whether you're heavy-handed or light-handed, or regular, had an in-between, that on the side of the screen where it shows it in black and white, you could sort of, I could notice that it showed this jitter effect too there. Yeah. And so it's heavy-handed to nothing, and it would create this little jitter effect that was just
wasn't tracking right.
Yeah, it wasn't tracking right.
That's the one major thing that bugged me.
Yeah.
Completely.
That was just a no.
Yeah.
It just really couldn't work. So
how can you do anything? It was like so frustrating and upsetting. So yeah.
So we checked.
You couldn't even change things in the menu system. Like it would even like, okay, I want to delete this one. So you go down to the trash can and it'd be like, okay, it'll actually know exactly where your pen tip would be. Then you go to do it again. You're like, hold on, it just moved all over the place. Like there was something wrong with the digitizer or something going on with the screen.
When he was using it, it worked. It worked kind of okay-ish.
Yeah.
But on the right-hand side, it had trouble even sensing where it was pressing.
Yeah. I showed you that.
Yeah,
where it was off the actually off
the
screen,
tablet. Yeah.
And actually sensing that I pressed down. And
yeah.
I was not even anywhere near the screen. So there was some weird stuff with this thing.
That was really odd.
This is so unlike anything we've had to deal with Huion tablets.
Yeah.
So
and
we're really disappointing.
We're used to we're used to the Huion tablets working so well for us that it was kind of surprising. So we checked for human error, we checked firmware update, we installed the firmware update tool, we tried different drivers, we went through pen calibrations with the tablet, we made sure the computer was up to date, we went through the whole checklist of troubleshooting, asking Rubber Duck how they felt about it.
Everything, right? Yeah, didn't know a dang thing. We sat down and used the same drivers, reset the computer, and stuck the 16-inch down, just to see if it was maybe something strange going on.
Yeah, it was a good comparison. Maybe
it could have been something. So it was really weird, but not a single issue with the 16.
No, there was a noticeable difference in performance and receptiveness. The 16-inch and the 24-inch tablets were so much more responsive.
Same drivers,
yeah,
same settings, everything was set up exact same, but it was obvious that something was wrong with this 13. So,
yeah, it wasn't the computer.
Nope.
It was the tablet itself of the 13 2.5K. The one that we got didn't work out, and so sadly,
we are going to return it, and we'll get a new one because I really kind of want to.
See if we can get our money back and exchange it.
Exactly, we're gonna totally exchange it. There's no way it's not happening, but So this was very disappointing. We never had any problems with the Huion tablets, so
So we're lamenting.
It's not what we really expected at all with these devices.
Yeah.
So, and the whole point of this is just to basically, also share with everyone. There is so much that goes into digital art and finding a new tool, getting used to a new tool.
Yes.
Making sure that tool works right for you. And if it doesn't work right for you, you need to really make sure that, you can really get something that will work for you.
Yeah, when we give advice and we talk about stuff, when we talk about the Huion tablets,
or any digital
or any
products,
yes,
we
especially you put a lot of money into, we want other people and ourselves, anybody who uses these tools, we want them to have the best because. You deserve it,
best,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
So
I mean, you should not be held back by something, and if you are held back in your expression and your artistic, ability is somehow hindered, we're not going to recommend a dang thing that actually we wouldn't use ourselves.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example of the fact that if something's going wrong with a device, and you've spent money on this, and it's yours, you really need to make sure not to settle. Okay?
Yes.
You're worth more than that. So
if something happens like this, we want to make sure that you also know that sometimes bad luck happens.
Yeah.
That a package could be damaged or just something, who knows, maybe you get a faulty one, but just make sure you return
quality
it.
control could have been off that day a little bit. Somebody had a migraine. Missed a bit.
Yeah.
Who knows? Sunstroke. Who knows?
But we just return it, exchange it, whatever you can do, to help you out with that.
Sometimes things
happen.
Enraging.
Yeah.
It is,
So,
whatever,
boy. Yeah. Sometimes bad days happen, and you're not alone with that.
No.
And we're sharing you ours.
This was a real bad day. I was so excited.
I know.
I was like, I wanted this so bad. This is like, oh, I like it. And I like their stuff. So it's like, I wanted this, but man.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try again. We'll let you guys know
how all this turned out.
Yeah.
So, okay. Hey, thank you for actually hearing us. And we've gotten some really great responses from people and just really, they really make our day when we hear good stuff, guys. Thank you so much, everybody out there. We really like it.
It does.
So
we never had problems with our Huion tablets before, and we hope this new one is what we expect from Huion.
Good, right? Yeah. So.
And thank you, everyone, again. MossCharmly out.
We'll let you know how it goes on part 2. Okay, it'll probably be a little short video just to say, hey, it worked out, or it really stinks. So stay tuned, like and subscribe if you want to.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.